Everyone dreams of making money fast. The promise of instant wealth shines like a golden shortcut, tempting us with the idea of freedom without sacrifice. But behind that shining door is a darker truth few are willing to face. Fast money can give you a taste of success, but it almost always takes more than it gives. It seduces, it blinds, and it destroys just as quickly as it builds. The real question is not how fast you can get rich, but how long your wealth can last. Chapter 1: The Allure of Fast Money. Why people chase it. From the beginning of time, human beings have been drawn to the idea of sudden fortune. Whether it was striking gold in the mountains, winning a lottery ticket, or stumbling into a business idea that explodes overnight, the dream of instant wealth has always been powerful. It is not hard to understand why. Money, after all, represents freedom. It promises the ability to make choices without fear, to live without limits, to escape the struggles of daily survival. When that freedom is offered instantly, the temptation becomes almost irresistible. The modern world has made this dream louder than ever. Every day, advertisements scream at us about quick ways to make money. Social media is filled with young people flashing cars, watches, and houses, all claiming they found a shortcut. Online trading platforms suggest you can double your money overnight. Influencers boast about side hustles that made them rich in months. The pressure is everywhere, and it feeds into a universal human desire to skip the long road of effort and go straight to the reward. At the core of this attraction is impatience. Human beings are wired to seek immediate satisfaction. The brain loves quick rewards because they release dopamine, the chemical that makes us feel good. Waiting, on the other hand, feels uncomfortable. That is why dieting, exercise, studying, or saving money feels so difficult. The results take time, and the human mind does not like to wait. Fast money promises the opposite. It whispers, you do not have to wait. You can have everything right now. Take the story of lotteries. Every year, millions of people around the world spend their hard-earned money on lottery tickets. Despite knowing the chances of winning are almost zero, the odds are so small that they are practically impossible, yet people keep buying. Why? Because in the back of the mind, there is always that one thought. What if it is me? The dream of a better life in one instant outweighs the cold reality of the numbers. Or consider gambling. Entire cities like Las Vegas or Macau were built on the human attraction to fast money. People walk into casinos believing luck might smile on them. Some walk out with winnings, but most leave with empty wallets. Still, the cycle continues because the desire for quick wealth is stronger than the memory of past losses. Fast money does not only tempt the poor or desperate, it seduces everyone, even the educated, even the wealthy. It taps into a universal weakness. The allure of fast money also grows because society celebrates it. When someone makes millions quickly, they are praised, admired, and even envied. We rarely see the struggle behind long-term success, but we instantly notice sudden wealth. Media loves these stories because they attract attention. A young person making millions through cryptocurrency sounds exciting, while a worker who spent 30 years building a stable business sounds boring. But what is exciting is not always what is true or sustainable. This is the first layer of the dark truth. Fast money is attractive because it speaks directly to our emotions, our impatience, and our hunger for freedom. It promises the end without the journey. But as we will see in the chapters ahead, what looks like freedom often hides chains, and what looks like a blessing can easily turn into a trap. Chapter 2: The Psychological Trap of Quick Reaches. The dream of fast money is not just about wealth. It is about the mind and how it can be tricked. Most people do not realize that the very idea of quick riches is built on psychological traps. These traps are powerful because they work with the way the human brain is designed, and once you fall into them, it becomes very hard to escape. One of the biggest traps is the illusion of control. When people invest in something risky like day trading, betting, or chasing get-rich schemes, they often believe they have more control than they actually do. A person might think, I know the market, I studied the charts, I understand the strategy, so my chances are better. But the truth is, in most fast money situations, outcomes are random or manipulated by forces far greater than one individual. The person feels in control, but in reality, They are playing in a game designed for them to lose. Another trap is the thrill of uncertainty. The brain finds uncertainty exciting. It is why people enjoy roller coasters, horror movies, or sports. When you do not know what will happen next, your brain releases chemicals that create both fear and excitement. Fast money systems use this to keep people hooked. Every spin of a slot machine, every sudden change in stock prices, every high-risk deal creates that same thrill. Even when people lose, they stay in the game because the possibility of a win feels just around the corner. This connects directly to the trap of near misses. Studies on gambling show that when people almost win, their brains react as if they actually did win. Imagine someone at a slot machine who gets 2 matching symbols and the third one just misses. The brain lights up, convincing them they are close, even though the result is still a complete loss. Fast money schemes rely on this psychology. They keep you believing you are just one step away from your breakthrough, so you stay longer, spend more, and risk more. The trap of social proof is equally dangerous. When you see others succeed, you start believing it is possible for you too. Social media amplifies this. People show only their wins, never their losses. A trader might post screenshots of big profits, but never reveal the weeks of heavy losses behind them. An entrepreneur might display luxury cars, but hide the debt used to buy them. This creates a false reality. You believe everyone else is winning, so you convince yourself you can win too. A real-world example is the rise of cryptocurrency in the last decade. Many people jumped into it after hearing stories of teenagers becoming millionaires overnight. Social media was filled with images of success, and this created a wave of belief that anyone could do the same. But for every winner, there were thousands of silent losers. The trap was simple: the winners were loud, and the losers were invisible. Another deep psychological trap is greed mixed with fear. Greed tells you to go for more, because there is no limit to what you can gain. Fear tells you if you stop, you will miss your chance. Together, they create a cycle of endless chasing. This is why people often double down on bad investments, hoping to recover their losses. Instead of walking away, they sink deeper. The mind becomes addicted not to money itself, but to the possibility of it. That possibility becomes more intoxicating than the actual reward. Even when someone makes a quick gain, they rarely stop. They think, if I made this much, I can make even more. Soon the line between rational thought and blind chasing disappears. This is the second layer of the dark truth. Fast money does not just empty bank accounts. It rewires the mind, making people prisoners of their own desires. They begin by seeking freedom but end by losing control. Chapter 3: The Hidden Cost of Easy Wealth. When people chase quick money, they focus only on what they might gain. The luxury car, the big house, the freedom to travel, or simply the relief of not worrying about bills. What they rarely think about is what they will lose along the way. Easy wealth is never really easy, and the hidden costs often outweigh the rewards. The first cost is time. Fast money promises speed, but in reality, it consumes far more hours than people expect. Someone who day trades spends their entire day glued to screens, checking charts, refreshing markets, and living in constant tension. A person caught in get-rich schemes spends sleepless nights worrying, planning, and calculating their next move. Even gambling, whether online or in casinos, swallows hours that could have been invested in learning, building, or connecting with loved ones. The irony is clear. The dream of fast money often steals the very life it claims to improve. The second cost is relationships. People who get trapped in the chase often begin to neglect those closest to them. A husband glued to his phone because of crypto charts stops listening to his wife. A mother who risks money on betting sites grows distant from her children. Even friendships begin to suffer. When fast money becomes the obsession, human connection is the first casualty. Over time, the isolation deepens. Loved ones feel abandoned, or worse, betrayed if financial losses affect them too. Another cost is emotional stability. The roller coaster of quick wealth creates extreme highs and lows. One moment, you feel like a genius for doubling your money. The next, you are crushed by a sudden loss. This constant swing between euphoria and despair drains mental health. Anxiety rises, sleep disappears, and self-worth becomes tied to numbers on a screen. A single bad day can destroy confidence, while a single good day creates reckless overconfidence. The person loses their balance, forgetting that real stability comes not from chance, but from steady growth. There is also the cost of values. In the pursuit of easy wealth, people often compromise their principles. They may lie to family about losses, trick friends into risky investments, or promote schemes they know are questionable just to recover their own money. Slowly, integrity slips away. What begins as a small compromise can turn into a lifestyle of deception. The line between right and wrong blurs, and the cost is a damaged soul. A clear example of this can be seen in the world of scams. Many people who once fell victim to quick money scams later end up promoting them to others. Why? Because they want to recover their own losses. At first, they swore they would never deceive anyone, but desperation changes them. What they lost financially, they now try to gain back morally, but the trade is far too expensive. Another hidden cost is opportunity. Every hour spent chasing fast money is an hour not spent building something real. While a person is gambling online, another person is learning a skill. While one is refreshing crypto charts, another is building a business with long-term value. Opportunity cost is invisible but deadly. By the time most people realize it, years have passed, and the chance to build slowly and strongly is gone. The most painful cost of all is peace. Quick money robs people of inner calm. Even when they win, they do not feel settled. They are constantly worried about the next move, the next crash, the next opportunity. Their mind becomes restless, unable to enjoy the present. True wealth should create peace of mind, but fast money does the opposite. It creates constant noise, a buzzing anxiety that never goes away. This is why many who chase quick riches end up burned out, empty, and regretful, even if they make money along the way. The price they pay is hidden at first, but it always reveals itself. Time, relationships, health, values, opportunities, and peace are far more precious than money, yet they are the first to be sacrificed on the altar of fast wealth. In the end, the hidden costs make fast money the most expensive way to chase success. Chapter 4: Why Fast Money Rarely Lasts. Fast money comes quickly, but it also disappears just as fast. This is not just about luck or chance, it is about the very nature of sudden wealth. Money earned without process, patience, or discipline rarely stays, because the person holding it has not built the mindset or habits to sustain it. The first reason is lack of foundation. When someone builds wealth slowly, they learn along the way. They learn how to manage savings, how to invest wisely, and how to handle setbacks. Each small step strengthens their ability to handle the next. But with fast money, there is no process, no foundation. The person jumps from nothing to sudden wealth without the experience needed to sustain it. The result is that the money slips away faster than it arrived. Consider lottery winners. Studies show that most lottery winners lose everything within a few years. Some even end up worse than before. Why? Because they never built the skills or discipline to manage wealth. They buy luxuries, give away money recklessly, or fall into bad investments. Without the wisdom that comes from building slowly, their fortune becomes a curse instead of a blessing. Another reason fast money fades is lifestyle inflation. When people suddenly get more, they start spending more. A small gain creates a bigger appetite. What once felt like wealth begins to feel normal, and soon, it is not enough. Someone who once lived comfortably with modest means now feels poor if they cannot maintain a luxury lifestyle. The money might still be there, but the desire always runs ahead of it. Fast money also attracts predators. Those who suddenly gain wealth quickly become targets for scams, manipulations, and bad deals. Without the knowledge to protect themselves, they fall victim to people who know exactly how to take advantage of them. Wealth without wisdom invites wolves. The psychological effect is equally dangerous. Easy money creates overconfidence. A person who wins big once believes they can repeat it forever. They take bigger risks, convinced they have a special gift. But fast wealth often blinds people to reality. They mistake luck for skill, and sooner or later, the market, the system, or life itself teaches them a harsh lesson. A strong example is the rise and fall of young traders during stock market booms. Many made fortunes in short bursts when markets were rising. They believed they had mastered trading. But when the market turned, most of them lost everything. Their gains were never secure because their knowledge was shallow. What came fast went even faster. There is also the spiritual reason why fast money does not last. Money has an energy of its own. When earned with patience, effort, and honesty, it feels stable, grounding, and life-giving. But when grabbed in haste or greed, it carries chaos. The very energy that brought it also drives it away. People who earn fast money often live with anxiety, fear, or guilt. They cannot rest because the money itself feels unstable, and eventually it slips away. The truth is simple: money is not just about numbers. It is about character. If the person is not ready, the money will vanish. If the foundation is weak, the structure cannot stand. This is why fast money rarely lasts, while slow, steady building creates wealth that endures. In the end, quick wealth is like a firework. It explodes with beauty and brightness, but within seconds, it fades into darkness. Real wealth is like a flame that burns slow and steady, providing light and warmth for years. Chapter 5: Stories of Fast Money Collapse. Stories have a way of teaching lessons more deeply than facts. The fall of those who chased fast money shows how dangerous the dream can be. These stories are not just about financial loss, but about broken lives, lost trust, and painful lessons. One well-known example is that of lottery winners. Take the story of Jack Whittaker, who won hundreds of millions in the early 2000s. Overnight, he became one of the richest men in his state. But within a few years, his wealth was gone. He spent recklessly, gave away money without limits, and was targeted by criminals. His family life collapsed under the pressure, and tragedy followed him. What should have been a blessing turned into a nightmare. His story is often told not to inspire people to play, but to warn them about the dangers of sudden fortune. Another example comes from the world of cryptocurrency. During the big boom of 2017, many ordinary people became millionaires within weeks. Social media was filled with stories of early investors buying luxury cars, quitting their jobs, and living large. But when the market crashed, many lost everything. Some who had borrowed money to invest ended up in debt far worse than before. A few who cashed out early survived, but most clung to the belief that the boom would never end. Their fast money vanished almost overnight, leaving behind regret and despair. Closer to everyday life, there are countless small stories of collapse. The man who risked his family's savings on sports betting, convinced he had a system. The woman who joined a multi-level scheme, hoping to double her income quickly, only to lose her friends and money. The young trader who made thousands in a week, only to lose it all the next month because he never learned risk management. These stories repeat in different forms across the world, always ending the same way. Even professional athletes are not spared. Many players in sports like basketball, football, and boxing earn millions while young but go bankrupt after retirement. They are flooded with wealth at an age when they lack the wisdom to handle it. Surrounded by pressure, bad advice, and constant spending, their fast money fades. Within years, they are left with nothing but memories of fame and the weight of mistakes. The collapse is not only financial, but emotional and spiritual. People who lose fast money often suffer shame, guilt, and depression. They isolate themselves, unable to face those they disappointed. Families break apart, friendships end, and trust is shattered. What was meant to be a shortcut to happiness becomes a fast road to suffering. The lesson in these stories is not that money is evil, but that money without wisdom destroys. When wealth comes faster than growth, it overwhelms the person holding it. Like giving a child the keys to a race car, the result is predictable. Without maturity, guidance, and discipline, fast money turns from dream to disaster. These stories echo across history and modern life alike. They remind us that chasing quick wealth is not a harmless gamble. It is a path lined with broken promises, hidden costs, and silent tears. Chapter 6: The emotional addiction to quick gains. Chasing fast money is not only about dollars and numbers. It is about the emotions tied to winning and losing. Once a person tastes the thrill of quick gains, it can feel almost impossible to let go. The emotional rush becomes addictive, even stronger than the desire for the money itself. The first pull of this addiction is excitement. When someone makes money quickly, their brain lights up with dopamine, the same chemical that makes people feel pleasure after eating sweet food or receiving praise. The faster the gain, the stronger the rush. This excitement is powerful because it feels like proof that success is close, even if the gain was just luck. Once someone feels it, they want it again and again. This creates a cycle. A person who wins once, even with a small amount, feels a surge of confidence. They start believing that winning again is just a matter of time. Even after losses, the memory of that one big win pushes them to keep trying. It is like a gambler at a casino who keeps pulling the lever, not because they are winning, but because they once did, and they believe it can happen again. Over time, this cycle becomes emotional dependency. The person no longer chases money to improve their life. They chase it because they need the feeling. The win becomes like a drug, and the crash after a loss feels unbearable. To escape the crash, they risk more, hoping for another high. This is why many people lose not just money, but also emotional balance. The addiction is not always visible from the outside. Some people hide it behind talk of business, investments, or financial strategies. But the truth is inside, the thrill has taken control. They feel restless when they are not chasing, anxious when they step away, and alive only when the numbers are moving in their favor. An example can be seen in day trading communities. Many traders confess that even when they make money, they do not stop. They feel compelled to keep going, not because they need more, but because they cannot resist the excitement of the next trade. Some admit that the process itself is more addictive than the outcome. They might gain thousands in one day, only to lose it the next, because walking away feels harder than risking it all. This addiction also affects relationships and health. People stop spending time with family, lose sleep, and ignore their bodies. Their minds stay trapped in the cycle of winning and losing. Even if they are not physically in a casino or staring at charts, their thoughts keep spinning. The emotional hooks are deep. The danger of this addiction is that it blinds people to reality. They believe they are making choices, but the truth is that their emotions are making the choices for them. Logic fades, and decisions are driven by hunger for the next win. It no longer matters if the chances are slim or the risks are huge. The emotional pull is stronger than reason. This is why quick money is so dangerous. It is not just a financial risk, but an emotional trap. People think they are chasing wealth, but in truth, they are chasing feelings. And feelings are far harder to manage than numbers. Breaking free from this cycle requires awareness. It requires admitting that the chase itself has become the problem. Without this realization, the person remains trapped, like a bird flying in circles, never landing, never resting. The emotional addiction to quick gains is not about money at all. It is about a restless heart and a mind searching for satisfaction in places where it cannot be found. Chapter 7, The Illusion of Overnight Success. One of the strongest forces behind the chase for fast money is the myth of overnight success. Everywhere we look, the world seems to tell us that wealth can come instantly. News headlines celebrate the young entrepreneur who sold an app for millions. Social media shows influencers flaunting luxury cars, designer clothes, and trips around the world. Movies and shows glorify characters who rise from nothing to riches in a flash. The message is constant: you can have it all, and you can have it now. But this is an illusion. Behind almost every so-called overnight success story lies years of unseen work, countless failures, and sacrifices that nobody talks about. The world only sees the moment of success, not the long journey leading up to it. Take the example of technology founders. Many people look at companies like Facebook, Airbnb, or Netflix and imagine that these giants were created overnight. In reality, their founders spent years experimenting, struggling, and failing before anything took off. They faced rejection from investors, criticism from peers, and moments where giving up seemed easier. What looks like sudden success is really the final step of a long, painful process. The illusion becomes dangerous when people believe they can skip the process. They see someone enjoying wealth today and think they can have the same tomorrow. This belief drives people into schemes, risky ventures, and shortcuts that rarely work. The truth is, the process cannot be skipped. Growth takes time, and skipping the journey means skipping the lessons that prepare you to handle success. Social media intensifies the illusion. Influencers carefully curate their lives to show only the wins. A trader might post the one day they made thousands but hide the weeks of loss. An entrepreneur might show the luxury car but never mention the loans behind it. The audience only sees the surface, and it looks like success came overnight. This creates envy, pressure, and a false sense of possibility. People start to believe that if others can do it quickly, they should be able to as well. Another problem with the illusion of overnight success is that it ignores the invisible support systems behind many stories. A young star might rise quickly, but perhaps they had family money, industry connections, or opportunities that most people do not. Comparing yourself to them is unfair, because their path is not the same as yours. What looks like luck often hides privilege or years of unseen preparation. This illusion also weakens patience. Instead of building step by step, people give up too soon because they are not rich fast enough. They forget that true success is not about speed, but about stability. A tree does not grow strong in a single season. It grows slowly, sinking its roots deep before it rises tall. Wealth, too, needs roots. Without them, it collapses. The myth of overnight success is one of the most powerful lies in modern culture. It keeps people chasing shadows, always looking for the shortcut, always feeling like they are behind. But the truth is, success worth keeping is never instant. It is built, not found. The illusion of fast success is attractive, but like a mirage in the desert, it disappears the closer you get. The ones who last are not those who rush, but those who endure. Chapter 8, The Sustainable Path to Wealth. If the dark truth about fast money is that it rarely lasts, then the bright truth is that there is another way. Real wealth does not need to come overnight. It can grow slowly, steadily, and with roots strong enough to survive storms. The sustainable path may not promise instant thrills, but it delivers something far greater: stability, peace, and freedom that endures. The first step on this path is mindset. Wealth is not only about how much you earn, but how you think about money. People who build lasting wealth understand patience. They know that small, consistent actions matter more than big, sudden wins. Instead of chasing the jackpot, they focus on planting seeds every day. Just like a farmer cannot force a crop to grow overnight, a wise person does not demand instant riches. They work steadily, trusting the process. The second step is discipline. Money, no matter how much, disappears quickly without discipline. Those who build wealth sustainably learn to live below their means, save regularly, and invest wisely. They do not let emotions control their choices. When markets rise, they do not get carried away with greed. When markets fall, they do not panic. Discipline protects them from the storms that destroy those chasing quick gains. Another key is knowledge. Sustainable wealth requires learning. This means understanding how money works, how investments grow, and how to manage risks. Knowledge turns uncertainty into opportunity. While others gamble blindly, the person who studies and learns builds a foundation. The more knowledge they gain, the less likely they are to fall into traps. The path also requires patience with growth. A simple example is compound interest. When someone saves and invests wisely, their money grows slowly at first, but over time, the growth multiplies. What looks small in the beginning becomes powerful in the long run. Many people underestimate the power of steady growth because it feels too slow. Yet, in the end, it outpaces those who chase fast but unstable money. Sustainable wealth also honors balance. A person does not sacrifice their health, family, or peace just to gain more. They understand that true wealth is not only financial, but also emotional and spiritual. What good is money if it destroys relationships or robs sleep? Lasting wealth is built in harmony with life, not in conflict with it. A good example is the story of Warren Buffett. He is one of the richest men in the world, but his fortune was not built overnight. He started young, invested steadily, and allowed time to work for him. His wealth is a living example of patience, discipline, and the power of compound growth. His story reminds us that the sustainable path may not be flashy, but it is strong. The sustainable path also creates freedom. When money is built slowly and wisely, it is not tied to fear or desperation. It gives peace of mind, knowing that it will not vanish overnight. It gives choices, opportunities, and security. It allows a person to enjoy life without the constant pressure of chasing the next big win. This path is available to everyone, no matter where they start. It does not require luck or privilege, only patience, learning, and discipline. While fast money seduces with illusions, the sustainable path delivers with certainty. In the end, the choice is clear. You can chase a flash that fades, or you can build a fire that warms for a lifetime. Chapter 9, Choosing the Long Road Over the Fast Lane. At some point, everyone faces a choice. The fast lane sparkles with promises, quick wins, easy cash, the chance to skip the struggle. The long road, in contrast, looks slow, ordinary, even boring at times. Yet it is on the long road that true wealth is built. The decision between the two is not just about money, but about life itself. The fast lane is tempting because it feeds desire. It whispers you do not need to wait. You can have it all right now. It preys on impatience and paints waiting as weakness. But every story, every collapse, every broken dream shows the truth. The fast lane always comes with hidden costs. Money gained quickly fades quickly. The rush is temporary, and the emptiness that follows is lasting. The long road, however, teaches patience. It does not promise overnight success, but it does promise growth that lasts. Each step builds strength. Each small win teaches lessons. Each failure shapes resilience. The long road does not just build wealth, it builds character, and character is what sustains wealth once it arrives. Choosing the long road also means redefining success. Success is not just having more money, but having peace, security, and freedom. It is being able to look at yourself and know you built honestly, wisely, and with integrity. On the long road, your wealth does not control you. You control it. Your relationships grow instead of breaking. Your health strengthens instead of collapsing. Your spirit finds rest instead of chaos. It is easy to admire those who seem to rise overnight, but the real admiration belongs to those who endure. The man who saves little by little until he builds a foundation for his family. The woman who learns, invests, and grows steadily over years. The entrepreneur who faces rejection but keeps improving until success comes. These are the ones whose wealth endures because it was not just earned, it was shaped, step by step. The choice of the long road is also the choice of freedom from illusions. It means refusing to be blinded by flashy promises and choosing instead to walk with clarity. It means valuing the unseen lessons, the small beginnings, and the steady progress. It means trusting that real growth takes time. In truth, the long road is not slower. It is the only road that actually leads somewhere. The fast lane is a circle, a trap that keeps you chasing but never arriving. The long road may take effort, but every step moves you forward, closer to real freedom, real peace, and wealth that cannot be taken away. So the decision is before you. Will you keep chasing the spark that fades, or will you build the fire that lasts? The dark truth about fast money is clear, but the bright truth about the long road is even clearer. It may not come overnight, but it will come, and when it does, it will stay. Final chapter 10, the choice is yours. You have now seen the dark truth about making money fast. You have walked through the illusions, the broken promises, and the traps that lure so many into empty pursuits. You have also seen the alternative, the long road, the path of discipline, patience, and steady growth. The question now is not whether fast money is dangerous. You already know it is. The real question is, what will you choose? Will you allow yourself to be seduced by shortcuts, knowing they will cost you more in the long run than you could ever imagine? Or will you choose the harder but wiser way, where every step may take effort but leads to a life of peace, stability, and freedom? The truth is simple. Money is not just about numbers. It is about values. It is about the kind of person you become in the process of earning it. If you take the fast road, you may end up with cash but lose yourself. If you take the long road, you will not only build wealth, but also the character, wisdom, and strength to keep it. Think about the stories you want to leave behind. Do you want to be remembered as someone who burned bright and then disappeared, or as someone who built a lasting light that guided others long after you were gone? The choice may look small right now, but it will shape everything. Your family, your health, your peace of mind, your future. Every decision, every step, every dollar matters. So take this as your moment, pause, reflect. decide. And once you choose the long road, commit fully. Do not look back. Keep learning, keep working, keep growing. Trust that patience pays in ways shortcuts never can. The dark truth about making money fast is this: it will cost you more than it gives. The brighter truth about steady growth is this: it will give you more than you ever dreamed. The path is in front of you. The decision is in your hands. The time to choose is now.